Or not.
Oh!
Hey!
Okay.
Welcome. We have a name for this show yet? The Raw Dogs, that's what it was called. Adam is having some internet problems.
Apparently.
So I guess I'll take over as host for a few minutes. This is Raw Dogs. We're gonna start this live show coming up probably every Friday night. I don't know what's gonna happen, but just a couple people from across the world putting in their 2 cents. So we'll start with Vacant. What's your name? Obviously, Vacant. Introduce yourself.
Mate, I'm breaking up in a major way. I can't hear nothing, but I'm guessing it's my intro time, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Vacant Vapor. I'm currently vaping on the Tugboat Tube mod with the hybrid top, with the Fishbone RDA. Vaping, what am I vaping in this? Flavour Arts Cornish Cream Tea. And then I'm also running the DNA 200 Low with the Velocity Deck, but with the Twisted Messes top cap. And in that I've got some of this Morpheus's Choice by Chuff Stuff, which is a strawberry and blueberry yogurt. Then I've got some Cutwood's Boss Reserve. I have got some Policeman by One Hit Wonder. And then I have a smorgasbord bag of goodies, which is kind of just like a lucky dip with like loads of stuff that people have sent me to review that one day I'll get onto.
Nice.
But that's me.
Ed, you're up.
Ed from the Inland Empire, currently set up on Rouleau in a Griffin tank, RX200. The Griffin's built out at 0.17, 6 wraps at 22 with organic cotton. Currently running my own concoction, Dirty Blonde. Also running AR with a Kennedy 4. And I got parallel 24 build in there, about 8 wraps, probably coming in about 0.18. Same stuff, and some very, very cheap lager in the glass right now.
Right on. Adam, do you want to go next, or do you want to be the host and let me go next? Adam.
Mr. McCandless.
It would appear that Adam's having trouble getting it up. I feel that he may need some one of those the pop-ups of Viagra.
Pop-ups of Viagra for Adam. Nope, you can't hear a word you're saying, buddy.
No, you're in the black, brother.
I guess that works.
You know, maybe no sound might not be a bad thing at this point.
If any of you have been in the room with Canthal Killis, you know that he is one
Adam,
your motherfucker.
Sound. Your sound ain't working.
Seriously.
Oh, there you are.
My computer is glitching so much that it sounds like an orgy with Stephen Hawkins. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Stephen Hawkins, this big. Exactly.
Hold on.
He uses that's why he's got the control on the forward and back.
He's jerking off a unicorn again. He has switched to blowing the unicorn.
Hold on. Apparently there was a few...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appear to be experiencing technical difficulties and we'll return to our regularly scheduled show as soon as possible. Thank you for your time and patience, and we apologise for any inconvenience this may cause you. I need to get some music on my phone. Get some lift music. Yeah, that's it.
Is he back up or no? Tell him his mic is muted. Can someone ring him and tell him his mic is muted? Looks like it's just you and me, Bacon.
Yeah.
So this is the Killer Cantho Bacon Northwest Ed from the IE live show, and we're currently minus 2 co-hosts due to technical difficulties. So tell you what, I heard the Welsh Parliament gave the high hard one to the English when they tried to pass the last bill with the e-cigarette ban. What do you think on that one?
Yeah, that was interesting. Well, it was the Welsh Labour Party, from what I can gather, were the ones that proposed the legislation, I believe. And then it was a dead split vote. But the way that their parliament works, because they have slightly more autonomous government, like from the UK, the way their parliament works is that if a vote is a dead tie, then the chair of their parliament has to vote against the bill. If it's a dead tie, then he has to vote against it. So in effect, it got knocked down by one vote. But someone was telling me.
I heard it was because the English talked shit and they called their negotiations with the Welsh Parliament a cheap date.
Yeah, yeah. There were a number of insults thrown. But unfortunately, it's one of these situations in the UK at the moment where, although the science that's being done here backs up the fact that it is a far safer alternative to smoking, there are a huge amount of politicians in the UK that are, think of the children, won't somebody think of the children?
I am the god of hellfire.
Ah! Welcome home, sweet.
Hey!
Oh, well, thanks a lot. I mean, I had a hard on for like the first 15 minutes of our show, but you couldn't hear me jacking off, so I guess we'll start this again. I'm Cantho Killers. I'm drinking a little tea and Everclear. I'm vaping on a bunch of shit. Now we can go on with the show.
Is everybody good and properly pished?
Yeah.
Way there.
Juice me again. That's what I say. Always just juice me again.
So we were just talking about.
All right. So now that that's started, I heard you guys talking about the Parliament, and I'm glad that didn't pass. But how about this? How about these Chinese companies coming out with some bullshit and selling it to us? Like, they make the cheapest junk. That's why they're lowering the prices, because they're making it worse and worse quality. And they're selling it to people calling it version 2, 5. Does anybody else have a bitch about that stuff?
I think it's
because absolutely not.
Such a specialist market.
Yeah, I mean, and when they come out with something that's okay, then there's like 85 versions from other brands of the same goddamn thing. That's one of my favorite things. Because no matter who your favorite brand is, you can get the same product.
Exactly. And if you go back a couple of years, when vaping was a much smaller group of, or vapors were a much smaller group of people, you still had roughly the same number of companies that were producing actual hardware in regards to things like producing chips and mods. But they had less people to sell them to. Whereas now, it's blown up so much in the last couple of years, they can get away with selling poorer quality stuff on bulk. Everyone likes a bargain. You know what I mean? This V2 over here is like £70, between £70 and £90. I can go on Fastech and get it for 14 for a clone, for a one-to-one clone. It's exactly the same thing, except it's a clone, but physically it's exactly the same thing. But then you get things like the velocity.
I beg to differ.
Sorry,
with you.
man, go on.
Some of the materials may be identical, but when it comes to drilled and tapped holes and whether or not it's heat treated,
That's
whether
my
or not
point.
it's going to
Yeah,
pull thread, or whether or
that's
not
my
you're going to
point.
strip out a screw, that's where the
Yeah,
difference
that's,
is. So
yeah, that's my point. Aesthetically, it's exactly the same, but the quality is lower, and people are prepared to skimp on quality because of the huge price difference.
Well, it comes back to a game of
Not
let your
me,
conscience
man.
be your last scoreboard. You know. You can,
I absolutely try to buy authentic if it's available. The only time that I would not is if the actual product that I want, in example, the Castigador, you can't fucking buy the original. I would pay $250 for the authentic, but you can't find them. So instead, I pay $50 for the fucking Snowman mod. It's the exact same thing. That's the only time that I find it acceptable to buy a clone. I believe that the creator deserves to have us pay him the money if we want it.
I agree with you. I just think sometimes it's hard to justify paying that price when you can get an authentic, which is 10 times the price, that's made in the same factory as the clone.
well,
Like with Tofo, there was a thing with Tofo a little while ago, and they had when they did the production run of I can't remember what dripper it was. I think it was the Troll, but don't quote me. When they did the production run of Trolls, they had basically two bins. They had first quality and second quality. And the first batch that were first quality were actually sold by Watofo, but the seconds were just all sold off to Fastech. They just replaced the silver 510 pin with the copper 510 pin, sent the whole lot to Fastech, and sold them as clones. But they were made by the same people in the same factory. They just had a post hole that was a millimetre out, or the 510 was slightly on the wall, so your dripper didn't sit perfectly flush. Little tiny little things that actually didn't affect the vape quality that you got off the dripper, but just affected the aesthetics or the ease to build on tiny little things. But then with Tofo, it's not so bad. But when you look at a company that are charging like the Velocity is a good example. You try and find an original, actual, proper Velocity, and you're looking at some big money. But people are saying the tobacco clone of it is actually higher quality than the original.
that was a point in contention I was going to mention. I used to be the manager of a shop, and we would get authentics, we would get our fair share of clones too. But I remember some of the tobacco clones of the original atomizers and some of the devices were actually better quality than the original device itself. Some of them actually were heat treated to a higher degree and actually held the thread better than the original 304 that wasn't heat treated and pulled threads right out of it. So it's a 6 in one hand and a half a dozen in the other, and still
that's it.
That game of let your conscience be your guide and your ass be your scoreboard.
Also, I think with the amount of reviews that are now out there for authentics and clones, it does put the consumer in a position of being able to make an informed decision. Whereas if you're going to a market and you're buying for instance, a cloned Gucci handbag, just on the look of it there and then, you don't get reviews for cloned Gucci handbags. You know that if you're getting a clone, it's made by one of a few select companies that specialise in cloning devices. I mean, that's how Watofo started. They were a clone company. So you can sort of look at a company and say, well, as a general rule, Tobacco, Watofo, their clones are high quality. So it puts consumers in a position where they can make a much more informed decision on what product they want to buy, whereas with other cloned things like, say, trainers and handbags, you don't get that level of interaction with your product and that level of interaction with your company base. I mean, the quality of Watofo's clone is what made their company. When they actually started releasing their own products, people knew Watofo were good quality, so they bought their authentics. And now you've got people that like the support. People are raving about the support. I think it's an absolutely amazing device. I've not personally used one, but if it hadn't been for the quality of their clones, they wouldn't be where they are today. And the same for tobacco.
Exactly. it's one thing if it's a company that's putting out.
But I will have to say, I'm going to interrupt here for 1 second. Just because, you know, when it comes down to prostitutes, you usually do get what you pay for. I mean, if you get like a $30 blowjob, it's usually a toothless little hooker out in the alley. But you dump like a $300 night into someone, it's probably going to be the night of your life.
Yeah, totally. But $30 hooker still gets the
Just
job
saying.
done.
I was going to say, 17 years in the Marine Corps, any port in a storm.
Yeah.
30 or 300.
Yeah, any hours ago.
No.
That's what I was
Now,
saying
at one
last
time
night.
at band camp,
I was saying the other night, I was saying that, like, what was it? I can't remember what device we were talking about. Mutation X, the Mutation X V4. I said, what's the difference between a Mutation X V4 and a $10 hooker? A $10 hooker doesn't start dripping until after you fuck it. And then Rose said, yeah, but what about the velocity? She went, this is a $10 velocity. I went, yeah, but the velocity is the transsexual hooker of $10 whores. Because it may not look pretty, but it knows how to suck a dick like there's no tomorrow.
fuck yeah. Well, you get more than you bargained for with that shit, I'll tell you that much.
I'm thinking you're getting a little too far into the vape life when you're comparing your mods and RDAs to your sex life.
I didn't even mention the fucking pole or the swing. Jesus Christ, Eric, where are you going with this?
Yeah, all right, Northwest, you chime in. Let's hear from Northwest about his opinion on all this.
My opinion on it is basically if you're all for the American like Mr. Kentall is, go for it. Spend $200 on a mechanical mod. But in the exact same aspect, if you are budget, I want to vape, but I only want to spend $50. Get yourself a good series, get yourself a good charger, and a $10 or a $15 clone, two $15 clones will do you.
And that's where.
No, and I have no. I'll speak up for a second.
Mate, that was like some magician's quick change shit.
I know he went.
That was awesome.
Sorry, Ed. No, but where I'm at with the, I buy American-made shit. I am obviously not the average consumer that walks into a fucking vape shop and is like, hey, I need a setup. Against somebody walking in saying I want an RX200 because I heard they're alright, and put a Heracles Plus on it for me, please, with a bottle of juice. I think that's a fucking great setup. You could vape for the next year and be okay with that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I carry heavy-duty copper mods and copper atomizers every day because I drop my shit, I beat on my shit, and I always want it to work.
And that's another thing as well.
Plus, I'm afraid of screens.
When you buy an authentic versus a clone, you're not always paying more for the fact that it's more authentic. Sometimes the extra money is justified in things like after-sales support. You can go on Fast Tech and you can buy an RX200 for, I think they had them the other day, for $28. They were on special, they were $28. Over here, there's shops over here that are selling them for in the region of $100. But I tell you what, I know for a fact that with my RX200 that I've bought from a shop, shit's the best. I've got a much better chance of walking in there and getting it replaced and walking out that day with something I can vape on than I'll ever have trying to claim back through Fast Tech because my product's broken down.
Well,
Do you know what I mean? So it's not always so much about the quality of the device or the authenticity. It's about a level of after-sales support you can receive.
Right. And right now, these RXs in California.
Because
these RXs in California, they're Jabo Wismac. They've just got the RX200 board in them. They were offered in the DNA 200 or the RX 200, and they came out with two price ranges: $150 for the DNA 200 or $50 for the RX 200. What do you think everybody bought?
Now, I bought the DNA.
How about a
No,
And I'll
DNA?
be honest, when I say $150 for the DNA 200 doesn't seem like a real bad deal. I mean,
No.
No, to be honest, I bought the DNA because the one
I believe
now.
it's DNA 200 with 18650s. Yeah, the
Yeah.
DNA with 18650s is not nearly as effective as a DNA 200 with a lipo in it because you're still limited to that 30 amp battery at max.
Yeah.
And where you can get a lipo that's 50 or 60, and it actually is up and above what you can do with the average battery. I mean, that's where I'm kind of going. If I decide to get a mod with a screen, I'm going to get a DNA 200. It has a lipo in it. That's, it's got to be something better than what I can do with the mechanicals.
That's great, and God love you for it. But I got kids, mate, and the RX-200, is performing. And I haven't seen. I mean, I understand lipo batteries. They've got higher amperage reading. They've got longer vape life on them, and that's great. My only concern is that 18650s are cheap and lipos are not. So if something goes wrong with that lipo pack, you have to find the identical lipo pack, and Wismac's not telling you which one it is. They're not going to tell you where to get a replacement lipo. You have to buy it from them. It would be a different story if it was a widely available lipo versus a proprietary lipo that Wismac put together for their own device. That's why I took that is besides the extra $100, but that was a basic reason why I stuck with the RX-200 because it takes 18650s and everything else I have takes 18650s. This takes 18650. This takes 18650. This son of a bitch takes 18650. My wife's mod takes 18650s. So
my vibrator takes 18650s.
You got a good vibrator.
Wow. You do it.
Step up, bro.
All day, man.
That'll make your dental work loose.
Well, yeah, and it just looks exactly like this part of my arm from about here up, and it's. Let me tell you what.
Are any of you get? Oh, there's his feed. Okay, I wasn't there for a minute.
Either.
Nah, he disappeared.
Man. We're going to have to work on this internet shit for next week, but at least we have something started.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I literally don't think it's I don't think it's the internet thing. I think it's
Hangouts.
It's a Google thing for sure. Yeah, it definitely is.
And then it's the individual quality of bandwidth at each point of communication. Because like I know Bacon's
Let's connect the whole thing on Google.
And I missed every word Northwestern just said.
Yeah, me too.
I just said, let's blame the whole thing on Google. Fuck them.
Yeah. They fucked up YouTube. Now they're fucking up Hangouts. Fuck them.
And they quit using lube. I mean, it's been a fucked up week. Started out all right, nice and slippery, and then wham! They fucking hit you raw dog style. Fuck.
Get halfway through and then, well, I guess blood is a lubrication too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sucks whenever they punch you in the face and it's your nose bleeding. That's what really, man.
That's why God gave us spit.
Yeah, that was a German chick, I think, but I don't know. It was all right.
So
well, I just wanted to chime in with the
Canton Northwestern. What's going on with you guys' neck of the wood as far as vape legislation, regulation, rules? What's going on with you guys?
We got taxes. Taxes. They want to. Yeah, they're trying to push a 40% tax on anything vape related. It's kind of scary for shop owners, but at the same time, we need to expect to pay some taxes on it because we're losing tax. The country is losing taxes from big tobacco.
They are.
So they got to make up for it somewhere.
And the thing is, big tobacco themselves aren't losing money because they're the ones that are processing nicotine. So big tobacco will never lose money because of the vape industry, because they will just take the tobacco they get, they will process nicotine, and they will sell naturally extracted nicotine. So that won't be a problem. It's the middleman, the government, and the middleman in the smoking industry. They are the ones who are like, right, well, we're gonna arrange the sale, and we'll put our bit on top, and that's what they're losing out on. They are in effect, they are the cartels. The government are the cartels of the cigarette industry.
The Well, there's a couple brands out that are supposedly using like tomato and natural vegetables to extract the nicotine, and I don't know how much more of a process that is to get it. But I've tasted a couple of the brands. True 100 is one of those, and I don't care for it a whole lot, to be honest.
My dad works for a pharmaceutical manufacturer, and they actually produce synthetic nicotine for nicotine replacement therapies and stuff. And he was saying, like, comparative cost of producing synthetic nicotine as opposed to plant-based nicotine is huge, like absolutely massive. It's so much cheaper to produce synthetic nicotine on bulk than it is to extract nicotine, because although you can get the nicotine out of the tobacco, there's a lot of other stuff in there, and you have to do a lot of chemical cleaning to get that raw nicotine. But when they synthesize it, it's, from what I understand, a fairly easy chemical process to go about doing that. So I think in regards to taxing and stuff like that, we're going to see a lot more synthetic nicotines coming to market. But then I also think that the naturally extracted nicotines may actually become more of a high-end product, and people then start actually saying, we use naturally extracted nicotine. That in itself may become a selling point.
True. I know there are a lot of companies right now that are there's one company in San Diego in particular that synthesizes and produces their own nicotine, and they suspend it, and they do it either a split blend, you can do 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, or 100% VG or 100% PG. Mm-hmm. But their nicotine is chemically synthesized, and they run it through gas chromatograph and mass spectrometry to make sure it's pure. And I've even gotten notifications from these guys, hey, we can't sell this month because the batch came up dirty, so we have to scrap it and start a new batch. I use these guys' nicotine, and it's as smooth as a baby's ass. Just beautiful, perfect. It's composed to some of the other nicotine bases that I've used that are naturally extracted. Naturally extracted nicotine bases tend to have a lot more throat hit than the synthetically synthesized nicotine.
I think that's something to do with the extraction process. Like for slightly off the topic, but for things like moonshine, if you run your still particularly hot, it's going to be fiery as hell, and it's going to hurt your throat. Whereas if it's run over a longer period of time at a lower temperature, it's a lot smoother, and I think that has something to do with it. That the actual extraction process used for natural nicotines, it's very hit and miss. Sometimes they'll get it spot on, and they'll run their system perfectly, and it'll be very smooth. Other times it doesn't take a lot, and it's just like you've been hitting the throat with a truck.
Yeah, it's like distilling whiskey. Sometimes you get good stuff out the end of the condenser, and sometimes you get shit you wouldn't clean automotive parts with. So,
it's like getting hit in the face with a fucking gangbang load of fucking nut. I'm telling you, bukkake is terrible for the skin.
I thought it was a moisturizer.
Yeah, but man, I've had pink eye so many goddamn times, you have no idea.
No, that's just the excuse you give. Like, oh yeah, if you let me do that, your skin will start getting better.
I always tell her white.
There's something to be said for swallowing.
Her teeth.
My missus said to me the other day, she went, if God had meant us to swallow it, he would have made it taste like chocolate. I said, no, he had to make it taste like fucking bleach. You remember to clean the bathroom.
Well.
Ours have been off nights now, isn't it?
Yeah. I met my ex-wife at a live donkey show.
Norwest.
Well then.
He's Don Quixote and flashing off a hose.
My thoughts is the extraction through the fruit or the vegetables, might be a little bit cheaper, but in the end, if I've never tried any of it, any of the vegetable extracted nicotine. Canthal had mentioned that it was a lower quality. He didn't like it as much, so I'm thinking, on the side of the government might take it as, oh, we can eliminate, or vapors can eliminate it, so there's no possible way for them to say this is a tobacco product. But on the other hand, if you keep using the tobacco plant and it's giving you a better quality vape, wouldn't you want to stick with the tobacco then? Because I don't know about you guys, but I like a nice quality juice. Like I don't want to just.
But is there anybody that would be? Is there anybody here that would be opposed to buying zero nic juice and then buying a nicotine pack that you pay a tax based on how much nicotine you're going to use?
They actually do that in Korea. That is because the tax.
Yeah, Australia as well, I think.
Is so high on tobacco products in Korea that most major shipments from vape companies that go to Korea are zero nicotine, and the shop has small 10 milliliter bottles of 100 milligram per milliliter nicotine that they dose their own bottles with, and they pay like $6 or $12 a bottle of juice, and then they pay 10 or 15, the equivalent of $10 or $15 for this one bottle of nicotine that they can dose several bottles of juice with. So the incentive is you buy a couple of bottles of juice and one bottle of nicotine, and you're set for a couple of weeks. And that's how they do it outside the United States. Especially Indonesia and Asia, that's the thing, because they have a huge tax on tobacco products right now, is that they sell nothing but zero nic juices, and then they dose it themselves to their own level. And the high-end product is the nicotine itself, not actually the juice. The juice is cheaper than the nicotine. So that's actually taking place in other places right now as we speak. And
I have a feeling that's kind of what's going to happen here. I've got a feeling that that's where we're heading.
Well, see, in California it doesn't matter because they've even included zero nic juices as tobacco products, which we're still trying to figure out how in the hell.
Yeah, and that's really where my big problem is. There's people like me, there's a lot of people like me that vape zero nic most of the time. And why do I have to suffer with the same taxes when I don't use the same chemical that they're trying to tax? I don't understand that.
Exactly, and that's the point that we've been trying to make in the state of California.
I have a feeling that
should not be subject to the same taxation or classification as a tobacco product, and it's falling on deaf ears.
Yeah. But the thing is also, it's down to how you market and distribute your product, because if you're selling your product as an e-liquid or an e-juice, then that puts it in a position where they say this is for specifically this is for use. This is specifically for use in vaporizers. However, when you look at the actual chemical constituents of e-liquid, you are looking at vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, and food grade flavoring. So if it was sold as a food additive, it's not an e-liquid. It's a food additive.
Well, and it's also used as a moisturizer. They sell it as a moisturizer at different stores.
So maybe the work.
I don't buy my when I first mixing juice, I didn't buy my VG as pharmaceutical grade. My local Walmart, which is Asda, I went and bought 100% pure vegetable glycerin, which is in the cake making oil. My father-in-law has been known to vape straight VG with nicotine because he likes the taste of VG.
Yeah, I call it plain Jane. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I rock that out sometimes at home. It depends on what I'm doing, but sometimes sometimes I'll add like 1% of strawberry ripe or something to it. Obviously I DIY, but it's something just to get a little kick. But I vape 100% all the time. Not all the time, but quite often.
More of nowadays, I would like to see a lot more 1.5 milligram juices.
Fucking right.
I think a lot more companies should produce them.
Ones in 1.5, because I remember when I was working as a manager of a shop, we had our own juice line, and we were the first shop in Southern California, or maybe even nationwide, to offer 3 milligram and 1.5 to the customers that came in, and that stuff sold like hotcakes. 3 and 1.5 was moving off the shelves faster than 6, 12, and 18 all day long.
Oh yeah.
Those two right there were going out the door fast. It even got
Yeah.
to the point where production of
I
6s,
don't care.
12s, and 18s went down to like 20% of our actual production numbers.
See, the thing that sucks around here is most of the shops that carry premium do not carry 0. I don't understand why. Everybody says, well, you know, most people use 3. Hardly anybody buys 0. But those are the same shops that have house juice. So if somebody wanted to buy 0 and ask them, could you put enough nicotine in this to make this 1 or to make this 2, they could do that. But they don't carry the 0 to begin with.
I've got a buddy who owns a shop, again, in that same town that's got 10 vape shops in it, and all of the house juice are all his own creations, all his own mixes, all his own formulas. And when he gets a customer in there, he'll ask him, okay, what nicotine do you want? Because every bottle starts out as a 0 in his shop. He'll ask him, what nic level are you doing? You know, are you doing 1? Are you doing 3? Are you doing 6? Are you doing something a little bit in between? Let me know. And what he does is he grabs a graduated syringe, draws the appropriate nicotine, and doses the bottle per the customer's request. And that in and of itself is going to become another niche. Not only the house brewed juices, but the tailor trim your nicotine level to your requirement is getting really big as well. So it is. And it's being done and can be done real easily in a shop. But it has to do more with the shop's house line versus a big bottle brand like Uncle Junk's or Five Ponds or Cutwood or anything like that. You can't crack that bottle open. Once you crack that bottle open, you have violated quality control. And at that point in time, you can no longer, your product liability in your shop doesn't cover the bottle anymore. Once it's open, it's a done deal.
Right.
So the only people that can trim nicotine levels are the people that are doing and producing their own house juices, because they literally pour it, dose it, cap it, and hand it to the customer after mixing. So that's doable.
Right.
So it is being done, Adam. It's being done in a lot of shops in Southern California, and it's probably going to pick up. My altogether concern and worry for the state of California is that this is going to go bootleg, because Californians are really good about passing shitty laws, and they're also really good about going fucking bootleg on it. Look at the marijuana industry, for instance.
Yeah, bootleg is where it's at. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's kind of where, if the regulations come down like they like everybody's predicting, that I don't think are actually going to happen. I don't think they're ever going to take vaping away. They may tax the fuck out of it, but I don't think it's ever going away. But either way, the black market is going to take over, and at that point, it's going to be a lord that gets rich instead of.
It's too well established now. They can't.
Well, it's just like everything else. Once they decide that there's going to be a war on it, they're going to say a war on vaping. Then there's going to be a few rich people that are really doing it, and the average consumer that wants to quit smoking is going to be full.
War on poverty on my bank account. I'd be fucking loaded if they did that. It seems to me that the people that profit from a war on drugs or a war on tobacco or a war on alcohol are the people manufacturing drugs.
Absolutely.
And alcohol.
Absolutely.
Because the prices go through the roof. The black market blossoms. Anytime there's been a prohibition, there's been a healthy black market criminal organization to drive it along. So common sense would dictate that these assholes would be smart enough to say, we don't want to drive this to the black market. We'd like this to stay within the realm of government, at least some government oversight and taxation.
Right. So they're making money.
Cooperate with the industry. Why don't we cooperate with the industry? And they're not.
I think at this point they can't get control of it yet, because the small guy opening shops, they can't keep up with it yet. At some point, they're going to have the legislation that they can have regulations over the small guy.
Sorry.
So where they can start it off saying, we're going to tax you at 10%. Oh, next year we're not getting enough money. We're going to push it up to 15. we're going to push it up to 20, we're going to push it up to 30, 60, 80% tax on it, and out of nowhere, 50% of people have quit smoking and have gone to vaping, and they're still paying just as much, if not more, for their vape gear as well as their juice to supply it, just in taxes.
And that's my argument as far as public health and public safety goes. You've got something that's 95% less harmful than the use of conventional, either combustible or oral tobacco. 95% safer. Why would you want to make this less competitive than a product that is a proven killer, that is proven to cause cancer, that is proven to kill?
Yeah.
Why would you make this less competitive than poison?
All right.
And the thing,
Sorry.
the argument that always gets posed is they feel that it's making the act of smoking is apparently it's making it more socially acceptable, and it's the thing of the children argument. But this is going to sound a little bit outrageous, and people have told me it is. But personally, in an ideal world, I think that children should not encouraged to vape is the wrong word, but kids that are going to smoke are going to smoke. They always have done and they always will do. There is no law you can pass that will stop someone underage smoking. So maybe actually we really should be hammering home the fact that vaping is a much safer alternative to smoking and make that perfectly clear. Because if we can, if by doing that, the kids, if by doing that we can get the kids who were going to start smoking anyway to start vaping, it's not an ideal situation, but it's definitely the lesser of two evils.
Exactly.
I feel 100% with you on that. I hear a lot of people fucking talk shit about it, and I put out a couple of vlogs about it. I feel very strongly about that. So, you are Vegan, you are 100% right on that. Kids are going to do the shit anyway.
Exactly.
The problem that I see is that me and Ed were talking about it earlier. It's the cost effective. You can stand in front of a store as a 16-year-old and wait for a shady little fucker to walk by and be like, hey, look, I'll throw you $7 if you give me a pack of Camel Lights. And they walk in the store and get you smokes. Now, like the guy that's standing outside of a vape shop and is like, oh, man, sending somebody in, I need an RX200, I need a Heracles Plus, and 3 milligram, blah, 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 handing over $200, handing over $150, even handing over $75. That's a lot for a kid to try to come up with to do that kind of thing.
And also, if you're a kid and your parents find your pack of cigarettes, you're $7 out of pocket. Your parents find your RX200 and your bottle of 5 pounds. Do you know what I mean? You're seriously out of pocket. And that's the thing. I mean, my little girl, she's nearly 9, and long story short, I wasn't in her life for quite a long period of it. I only sort of got back into her life when she was about 7 years old because her mum moved away and some other stuff. But when she sort of first, I was still smoking cigarettes when she sort of first started coming to stay and things like that. And I noticed that, I don't know if you get them in America, it looks like a little cigarette packet, and they're like white candy sticks, and they look like they're imitation cigarettes. Yeah, and you used to get chocolate ones that had a cigarette paper around the outside, and then you get the solid white candy sticks. Well, we went into the shop. The kids get these things called Lucky Bags, and it's like a bag. It's like a Lucky Dip bag. You normally get like a little comic and a puzzle and some sweets. And in this Lucky Bag that she got from her shop was a box of these candy stick things. So I was sitting in the car. She was shopping with my mum, and I was sitting in the car, and I got the door open. I'm sort of leant out the car door, smoking a cigarette. And she was stood outside the shop with my mum, and I noticed that she took one of the candy sticks out, and she was stood because it was quite a cold day, so she could see her breath, and she was pretending to smoke one of these candy sticks. And she'd only stayed with us like a few times. And I was like, I asked her about it. She was like, "Oh no, we all do it at school." I was like, I said, "You shouldn't be doing that. Like, it's not a good idea to smoke." She was like, "Oh no, we all do it at school." And then a couple of months ago, I was in the car with her, and we were on our way home, and she had another box of these candy cigarettes. And I've clocked her in the mirror, and she's got the box in her hand, and she's bringing it up. When I looked into the back, she'd ripped a hole in the lid of the box, poked one of them out through the top, and went, "Look, Dad, I've got a mod." And I was a bit sort of like, oh my god. But then I thought, oh, at the end of the day, if she's going to imitate something, what would I rather imitate? What would I rather her imitate? Smoking a cigarette or vaping a mod? And
Exactly.
I'd rather her. In an ideal world, I wouldn't have her do either. But we don't live in an ideal world. We live in a flawed world, and people are flawed, and society's flawed. What would I rather do? Smoke a cigarette or vape?
And most children grow up and emulate their parents. If their parent is a smoker, they're going to probably grow up and maybe think about smoking. If their parent is a vapor, that little kid is going to grow up around vaping and is more likely to go on to vape.
Where do we all get our first cigarettes? Because I know my first cigarette, I robbed off my nan when I was ridiculously young. I was actually about 3 or 4 the first time I smoked a cigarette. I remember throwing up all over my nan's bathroom, but that was a Berkeley Blue. And then when I was a little bit older, it was stealing my dad's Marlboro. Do you know what I mean? And they're my first thoughts of smoking. Had vaping been around then, and I'd had the difference. I mean, like, I vape a lot of fruit-based juices and a lot of custard-based juices and stuff. My house, literally on a daily basis, smells like a sweet shop. It's phenomenal. I love it. But if I'd had that choice as a child between the taste of a bonfire, like, I mean, my dad used to smoke Marlboro Red, Camel, and Gauloises, which are a French filterless cigarette, and they stink. They literally, that's what I imagine World War One smelled like. So, like, the grandfather would smoke, and it's just like, oh, I could smoke a lighter. I could just snap a branch off this tree. That would be fine. Smoke that.
Yeah.
Growing up in the house, they stunk, and I remember that smell. And it's a very sort of stuck in my head smell, this stale smoke smell. And now I walk into my house if I've been out for half an hour, and I walk in, and all I can smell is just like mixed fruit and berries and custard, and it's just like, oh my god, that smells immense. Like, it just makes me want to eat. Like, whereas cigarettes were just like, oh, that smells disgusting. I feel like I need a bath. Now I'm just like, I need a pie. Yeah, I really need some pie and some gummy bears right now.
That was going to be my next question to everybody. What's your favorite setup that you own, and what would you like to own? Just to lighten things up a little bit. We've been jamming, and I know that the viewers are probably happy about hearing about politics, but we've probably spent about half this show doing that. What's everybody's favorite setup they own, and what do they want to own?
Ooh. Favorite setup so far? Oh.
All right, I'll go first. What the hell? My favorite that I carry on a daily basis is the Rig V1 Roughneck V1. I build it pretty low, and I also usually carry a series box on me. I've been carrying the Noisy Cricket lately, just because if I lose that bastard, I'm really not out that much. I hang up, I mean, it doesn't work very well most of the time anyway. And so it sits in my pocket. Everybody bitches about me putting it in my pocket, but I know what's going on, so it's all right in my pocket. Vegan, what do you like?
Oh, right. Now, up until last week, I would have said that my favourite setup was the Relo DNA 200 with the twisted messes. Now, I think at the moment my favourite setup is this Tugboat V2 with this fishbone on top of it. Now it's the fishbone V2, so it's the 3-post, and I never ever got into mechs, but didn't like them. But that's because the mech I was using was this telescopic V1. This is like a K1.
K100. Sure.
And it's awful, absolutely shit. So I never got into them. Based on my experience of this, I was like, why are people bothering? They're obviously shit. Then I got this, and this is a hybrid top cap, and this thing is just brilliant. I love the way this feels. It's such a tactile device to hold. And for some reason, I feel that this motion with the finger to mouth is much more reminiscent of smoking than this motion with a box. This just doesn't feel as nice as this. So at the moment, this is my favourite setup. In regards, I would like to get. Oh, I would really like a noisy cricket. Right now, I really want a noisy cricket. That's what. But what's turning me off the noisy cricket is you can't lock the fire button. That is a big thing for me. That's the reason I've still got the £6 spring in this V2, because I carry it in my pocket. And admittedly, I carry it in an empty pocket where there's nothing that can hit the fire button, and I try and be as safe with it as possible. But I keep the £6 spring in for that reason. But yeah, I think at the moment I would like to get a cricket with. I don't know what dripper it is. That new one with that funky positive T post. And you've got you've got the two negatives on either side.
That Twisted Mess is squared that has 2 on the left and 2 on the right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I like that.
That's it, Twisted. Mate, that thing looks sick as tits. I just look at that and I'm just thinking, oh my god, stuff I could build on that.
Vacant Vapors penalized 10 points for using a Rip Trippers phrase during
as long as
the vape cast.
But the thing is, I used to say sick as tits before I'd heard Rip say it, and then I was watching a video, I was like, oh, it must be like a common phrase that people use. And apparently it's not, it's just like where I live, people say sick as tits. Or sick as
dry
fuck.
knuckles, dry knuckles. There, I got 10 points too.
Hold on.
Yeah, I just like to say that since I started vaping, I've had side effects, and I've been using these fantastic man-flu nozzles. And yeah, they're really great. Follow my affiliate link. Fucking
I've had
what a troll, man! Like, although actually, like, credit where credit's due, man. These are the only thing that have got rid of my fucking sore throat in like the last week. Totally unvaping related though. Nothing else needs to my face. She poisoned me. Nothing to do with vaping.
Horrible vaping side effects. I've broken out in awesome. I think I've actually gotten a length, 1 inch on length, inch and a half on girth. All due to vaping in the magic water. Like, no dry.
I quit paying my rent. I bought a new fucking 100% authentic American mod. Now I'm fucking homeless. But by God, I got a fucking Rig V2.
Do you know what? That's something else I was thinking as well. In regards to mods and devices, they're a good investment. If you've got authentic, that's the difference in other different authentics and clones. Authentics really seem to hold their value. Not so much with regulated devices, but especially with regulated devices.
No, and
they seem to hold their value quite well. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of them things where I know even this is second hand, I get 50 quid for it because it's an authentic. If I wanted to sell it, like, which obviously I don't, but that's another thing. You can look at mods, I think, especially the higher end ones, like those stabilised wood ones and stuff. Bit of an investment. I mean, my biggest fear in life is that if I die, my wife will sell my vote collection for what I said I fucking paid for it.
Blah, blah. Anyway, one of the things that I wanted to say when we were talking about the regulations coming down and the black market, blah, 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 the fact that I have a ton of authentic, solid copper mech mods, like, I don't ever have to worry about a fucking chip going bad and me being like, fuck, now I don't have a way to vape. Like, I definitely, no matter what, as long as I can buy an 18650, I'm going to be able to vape forever.
Just strangely enough, one of my first videos that I put up was actually about why keep a mech mod. I think it's called why I keep a mech mod, or always keep a mech mod handy. And this was when I didn't really like mechs, and I actually made the video about that K1. And it's the fact that at the time I was using a Snowwolf, and if I drop that from 3 foot, it's dead. There's nothing I could do. I could drop kick this out of a moving car, and the only thing I'm going to damage is this glass top cap. Do you know what I mean? And it's still going to run. And that's the thing. Like, if you're in a position where for some reason you have a battery short in a device, or your chip goes down, or your screen goes down, or something else, having a mech, and I'm not talking build crazy low, but having a mech, I wouldn't recommend hybrid to somebody who's not used to it, but having that option there, so you know you always have got a backup vape, something that will, at the very least, stop you from having to buy a new setup there and then on that day, and will keep you away from cigarettes.
Spot on, right there. Always have a backup. I was not a big fan of regulated devices. We had played around with the old HANA boxes and stuff like that, and I was severely disappointed in the fact that the things burnt like it was nobody's business, and if you dropped the thing, it was done. I was a tube mod and a mechanical mod guy forever, and then they came out with the IPv3, and I fell in love with the IPv3, and I loved it, and I'm still rocking it. The thing's 2 years old, still going strong. And then they came out with these buggers, and they're absolutely just, they're beautiful. They're wonderful working. But in the event that a chipset fries or goes dead because there's a finite life, there's a finite life on a chipset. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Mechanical or electronic components break down and degrade over time. The more you use it, the shorter the lifespan is. But on this thing, all you've got to do really is polish the contacts and put a battery in it. That's it. And
That's it. I had a friend a little while ago, and how true this story is, I can't be 100% sure, but he's convinced he had an E-Leaf 50 watt, like the iStick 50 or whatever one it is, and he loved it. He was doing absolutely fine with it, and one day he was putting petrol in his car, and he had it in his hand, and as he went to get back in the car, he got a static shock from the car into his hand, and from that day on, the screen's not worked.
He fried the board.
Well, the board works, but the screen's gone. It just the screen won't work, so he has no idea what wattage he's running at or anything. He can't do anything, and that's the thing. It doesn't take a lot, even if you've got a device that will take a huge amount of abuse. I mean, like the Sigelli 150. So I mean, that is a workhorse, but it can be something so small and so minor that can just stop that device from working. So I mean,
and I don't. I really, everybody that knows me personally knows that I kind of refuse to use shit with a screen. About maybe 7 months ago, I made the switch to strictly mechanical or unregulated. We'll say unregulated. And after that point, there have been 2 mods came out. Now there's 3, but there has been 2 mods came out. There was the Hexome 2.1. And there was a Zurich X. And both of those I am very interested in. The Hexome, I can't build low enough to be able to use it. I mean, I build too low to be able to use it. Obviously, I build pretty goddamn low. I mean, I don't build in the 0.03, but I build in the 0.07, 0.08 most of the time. And I rotate between about, like, even sitting right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 mods sitting here that I take 2 or 3 drags off of, and then I switch to another one before it gets hot.
Bounce around.
What happened to Northwestern? Where'd Northwest go?
He sent a chat that said he had to go. His wife was full of anxiety. If you knew his wife, that's very typical. But anyway, I
thought Kanye and Kim had told him it was his bedtime.
It is his bedtime. How about, is there any chance that we can, I'm trying to get to the fucking chat, man. How do we get to the chat on this video? Does anybody know?
I think you have to have a separate tab open in YouTube to actually watch the video to see the chat.
I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I certainly understand. There we go. Oh, well, at least they're talking about the Mason 24, and I'd kind of like to try that thing out, to be honest. I'm into 24s, and that's what I was going to say, man. Vacant, for that tugboat 2 that you got,
yeah.
The Kennedy 24 matches up identical. And I have a few of them that, like, I don't know whether you can see this or not, but, like, it is seamless. It's, like, made for it. And
yeah,
I love the fucking thing on here, man. But
the problem I was having, I really wanted I wasn't actually too hot on the V2 dripper. I don't think it's fantastic. A lot of people say it's a pain in the arse to build on because of the sidewalls and a few other bits and pieces. So I wasn't too over the top on the dripper, but I wanted something that was 24 and had the black and white splatter. That's what I want, because this is a black and white splatter, and this is, from what I can gather, I've actually spoken to Flawless, and this is quite a rare V2. only did a very limited number in black and white. Every other permutation of colours you can possibly imagine, shitloads. Black and white, quite a limited run. So I was looking for something in black and white, but a friend of mine is a mechanic. Well, he actually he's more than a mechanic. He actually rebuilds cars, takes old classic cars and completely rebuilds them. Yeah. I spoke to him on Facebook, and he was like, "Mate, if you want white splatter patter on it, just bring it round." He went, "Bring it round to the shop," and I just
better.
Yeah, he said just take it up to the shop and he'll just spray it. So I'm going to get the Kennedy 24. I'm going to take it down there and get him to just do the white splatter pattern on it.
The top cap sprayed. Hell yeah, dude. That'd be fucking tits. They offered to buy, you could buy a few different splatters that were supposed to be Cerakoted at the same shop that the Flawless stuff is done at. So it's supposed to match up equally. But the only one that I could find was black with green splatter. And
yeah, black with green, black with blue, green with red, green with blue, green with white, blue with white, everything. Cannot find black with white. Which you'd have thought black and white would have been a fairly sort of a common one, but apparently no. It was a very limited run that they did in black and white. So yeah, it sort of was a bit of a kick in the pants. But yeah, I think like I say, I'm going to get the 24 and then get that done, get that splatter patterned. So I've got a nice matchy here.
Well, I tell you,
I'm actually quite excited. Not gonna lie.
Kennedy 24 is an ass-kicking atomizer. I've got that sitting right here, and the thing like nobody's business. But the one I'm looking at now, as far as RDA goes,
I have them. I have a couple of them in the copper, just because they match up. Like most of what I have is solid copper with no Cerakote. I was an asshole and decided I was gonna be an elitist, and I got that Fresh Skater J, the tugboat too, but I don't run it with the tugboat on top of it. I do have the tugboat, but I run it on the Rig V2 with a comp cap on it. So, I mean, it all just, I don't know. I have a lot of setups because I like mechanical. There's a lot of people that run regulated, like a, for example, RX200 or a DNA 200, and they have a bunch of atomizers that they swap onto the same mod, and they just remember what wattage they run at. And I really fucking hate that. I mean, I hate that. I like it just for the taste.
Yeah, it does get a bit fiddly.
Well, it's awful convenient to be able to set memory presets on your RX200 for your Kennedy 24, for your Griffin tank, for your.
One sec, man. Be right back.
Uh-oh.
I'm not bad. I'm just go around the room quick.
I think that shit's handy. Am I here alone?
No, I'm here, but I got no screen. I've had no fucking screen for like half hour.
I know. All I see is your logo and then the impulse when you speak around it. There's an actual voice feed. Did you mute your camera or? No, and I've been give me a second. I'm going to refresh real quick. That's what I wanted to do, but I didn't want to just jump out and jump back in. Go ahead and refresh. I'm going to go get a beer. Go on.
Fucking doors banging everywhere, man.
All right. One moment. Logger run.
You're all right, man.
Gotta wash them off. They've been sitting in the cooler forever.
I didn't shut my front door properly, my front room door properly. So I'm sitting there, I can hear this dum, dum, dum. And I'm thinking, who the fuck's banging? Like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning here. I'm thinking, who the fuck's banging at 2 in the morning? I was like, shit, my front room door, Mrs. and the baby. So luckily it didn't wake them up.
You have a bunch of drunken footballers in the fucking living room. Oh,
we got some video. Holy shit. Now that changes everything. Let's do a fucking shot, huh? Well, it's about that time. Look how much of that shit.
Jesus! He's gonna be legally brain dead by the time we're done with this fucking vlog. You know that, right?
You know what you want to do? You want to get fucked up real
I'm
fast.
not saying that I was that smart before we started.
You want to get fucked up real quick, yeah? Go get some Everclear.
I'm not saying that. Hey,
Drip that shit.
Man,
that's
he's
what
got
I'm drinking, dog.
That's what I mean. Mix the Everclear with some BG and drip it.
Anyway, with some bleach and drip it. Fucking A, man.
Just throwing that out there. I take no liability.
I would tell you about a syringe full of bleach that I used to carry. That's for another time. Anyway, let's out to Rockstar Orange because it tastes good. And shout out to Flawless and Vaping America Made Products and Everclear and Jabo and Ed from the IE and Vacant, Dude Northwestern. I got some cheap ass Chromebook that I'm talking on. Shout out to Samsung S5 for the phone I use. Shout out to extra small condoms that I have to use when I'm with the hookers.
Ew!
Shout out to Georgia Moon. Good for degreasing engines and killing brain cells.
Fucking A. Dude, they make a fucking terrific. I just bought Peaches by them, and it is fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard their fruit-based ones are really good. And the other good one is Firefly.
If you get a chance to get Junior Johnson's is really good in Old Smokies. Oh,
yeah.
Shout out to who the hell were they made by? Whoever sockets I got in my fucking ears tonight. Cobalt Tools, Coil Master. While we're doing it, Monster.
If we're going down that road, then, shout out to Magnum Tonic Wine by Ryan Nephews. Import from Jamaica.
the hard dick medicine. Throw it all over the place.
Shout out to G's Linctus, opiated cough syrup.
Nice. Get a little juice on you. Adore e-liquid, because I'm an Adore whore.
Hashtag Adore whore.
Hashtag Adore whore. What else do I got sitting around here? Oh, there we go. Hashtag SanDisk thumb drives.
Hashtag.
That's about it.
Hashtag shout out Nightcore D2 charger.
Hashtag thank God it's not on fire.
Hashtag Makita drill.
All right, fuck it. If we're going that far, I gotta refill. Hashtag rigid reciprocating style. In case my balls are itchy.
It's the Chris Brown of power tool. Black and Decker.
Well, I mean, I don't think we got all. There's my drill, rigid drill, all day rigids. Well, there's one more. Shout out to Bull City. Bull City got the best DIY shit, except for nicotine. I would never order anything. Or Tugboat. Tugboat. Toot toot. I don't know.
I like that.
What else I got laying around? That's about it. Right. Anybody, you guys want to jump over to the G spot and get the fuck out of here?
Oh, I think. Well,
At least this one seemed to turn out already. I mean, we can keep going. Fuck, what do you have? It's only 10. It's up to Bacon because he's the one with the time.
Yeah, Jesus, it's got to be, what, 4 in the morning?
Nah, only 2:15.
Oh, okay.
Still early, mate. Still early. The night is young.
You want to pull back and have a cloud call real quick?
No.
Yeah, man.
Ashton, give me your fucking money or I'll cut your fucking throat.
Oh, big hashtag straight right there.
Oh. Hashtag first regulated mod.
Oh, sick.
Ooh, he's
Coal
got
Fire 4, baby.
on it.
That green with the support. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck it. I'll vape it just for good old times. I don't know whether that's juice. Oh, what do I got in here? Oh, it looks like a fused Clapton. I don't know. Let's see if it fires. I don't know. It might not be charged. No, it's not going to fire. Oh, yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, it's gone.
Whoa, 40 watts on a fused. I don't even know why I have. Fuck it. Let's hit that for a while. It's still got to have battery life. That fucking thing's been sitting here for 2 months, and it still has a charge. Oh, man, that's great.
Whoa.
Look at that coal fire chuck. What's this shit? Here, I'll pull way back. This thing's fucking hitting like a champ. $40 watts don't do shit. That's Fuck, what'd you crack open there? What'd you crack open? You got Bud Lights. Man,
No,
I'm about to hold on. I gotta go grab the bottle, man. My shit is empty.
I actually resorted. I've resorted to the Keystones.
Talk amongst them. Oh, Keystone.
Oh, jeez.
That Eric fucking, he said, I'm going to come, my girl's having anxiety, like fucking 15 minutes.
Oh, here comes the
Right? Fucking douchebag.
So tell me, have they released Season 7 of Still Game yet?
Season 7 of?
Still Game. You know,
No.
the two Scottish Todgers that are on BBC Scottish Comedy Channel.
Not sure.
Oh. Shout out to Everclear.
Shout out to
Shout out to Everclear, aiding in poor life since 1903.
Dude, I don't know if anybody has one of these things. Shout out to the Blender Ball Cup. Oh, yeah. Long and skinny.
Shout out to Cheap Lager and an expensive glass.
Shout out to Cheap E-Juice and expensive mods.
Oh, man.
Email. 15
Man, we banged up. We got like 105 fucking viewers. How the hell do we have 105? Dude, Gorillas. That's the shit right there. Gorilla bottles. All day. Gorilla bottle right here.
Dude,
I love that thing.
Dude, that one, this fucker right
I got the
here.
fat one. I have a couple skinnies, but I like the 30s because I don't have to mix as often.
Dude,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, they must all be downstairs. I have a couple of those. I like those things a lot. They're even nice to fill a tank out of. I got this moonshot, and I even fill it out of the fucking. I even fill it with that thing. It's nice. I get 4 pumps out of the fucking moonshot. It's only at 2 mil.
Yeah, that's like what, 3 shots out of the pump, maybe. Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful putting the top back.
4. I get 4.
Oh yeah.
Turn it up.
Full retard tonight.
Man, usually I get 3 drunks out of one of those bottles. I'm only getting 2 this time. That sucks.
It's fucking Friday, mate. Let it happen. It's Friday.
It's a Friday. That's exactly it. It's a fucking Friday. I'm not driving. I'm not driving, so.
It's Saturday already.
It's Friday night. You ain't got shit to do, so I'm gonna get you high.
Nigga, I'm turning it up. Yeah, all day. But I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to say. I'm not allowed to say that around here.
Do I wear the Uzi with the high tops or the Glock with the low tops? I just wear these days.
Whoa, we just dropped from 105 viewers down to 3. How the hell did that happen?
Might have been the N-word.
Someone
Yeah.
drop the N-bomb.
No way. That can't be it. Well, fuck them. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. I wasn't saying the N-word. Shit, you don't even know. Where I come from, they held me down and fucking held me at gunpoint until I said niggas. Because they thought that I was being racist by not calling them back by the same word they called me.
Mate,
that's no bullshit.
Where you're from, your family tree would be incomplete without a rope hanging from it.
That's right. That's exactly right. One time at band camp, we had a rope tied to a tree so tight that, and then I jumped out of the branch and my nuts caught.
I'm really not.
I was hanging upside down. So now I got a bat wing for days.
No band camp store.
I'm really not in a position.
The first rule of Vape Club is we don't talk about band camp.
All right.
Mate, I'm really playing mud, man.
Second rule of Vape Club. That's what we're gonna have to call it. I got us a channel called fucking Raw Dogs, and that's what I'm gonna get us set up under. I think I'm gonna change it to something else. I better do it right now before somebody steals that shit. But it's gonna be called Vape Club. And the second rule about Vape Club is that we don't stretch our nuts out and put them on the fucking video camera. Well, I mean, I guess we could.
I'm glad you.
But we're not going to get a label.
Because at one point in time during this vlog, I had thought maybe stretch it out, drop it down on the lens, and just for a little, you know.
Hold on.
No.
All right, fine. I won't do it. We don't want to lose the one fucking viewer that we have left. Good Lord. He's definitely not in chat, and if he is, he's got to be wrong. I'll fucking chat with him if I can get back over this. There we are.
Oh shit! Man, that room, mate. That was funny.
Awesome. I wonder who it is. Is it Trucker? Man, I fucking love Trucker. Is he over there? Is that who it is?
Who?
You son of a... Get off of this goddamn fucking playing bullshit. He left. It's, hey, whoever's there, I did see a Northwestern. He said goodbye. I love you, man.
Hey, did you ever figure out how to get to chat?
I'm in chat. Yeah, I got chat up right now, but it's it makes the rest of my video fucking lag, so I can't see what you guys are doing if I watch chat. Who's left?
Well,
anybody? Type it in the chat. I'll say what's up to you.
Vacant, can you pull up chat?
Milkman's on!
I'm trying.
Because I'm imagining there's probably some...
You have to go to my channel.
After tonight's session, there's probably some... Who let you assholes have a live feed? And how do you still have a television license?
I know, that's what's great. And we can do this... Dude, we're... Dude, I'm done. At least we know how it works. I promise you next week will be better. I'll get something going for next week. I have never done this before, and I thought maybe I could get it to work. And amazingly, it worked. Amazingly, Eric fucking dropped out. That's not a surprise.
Fingers crossed, Google might work some of the bugs out as well.
But we actually got Northwestern to talk and speak to some issues. So we made some progress.
All right. it was better than I thought it was going to be. Because usually he sits and be quiet. And it's cool, but...
As long as we kept going, hey, Northwest, what do you think about this? He'd talk. And he did. He did. You know, and that's what we got to do, because...
I agree.
He's a little bit shy. You know, poor
This right
bearded
here. This is the... You know how many people have this set up? I was just hitting this again, and you know, it got me to thinking. It's a twisted message on top of a fucking noisy cricket. That's probably the #2 setup in the fucking United States that people have, is the fucking twisted message on top of a noisy cricket. And this bitch, I got a really low fucking, really low fucking fuse Clapton on it. Watch this bitch explode. It's fucking nasty. Bang! It's like instant fucking heat to your face. And it doesn't look like it. Oh, it's dry as fuck. No wonder it looks fucking bad. Because man, that don't look good. Yeah, it's dry as fuck.
My only concern is you should steam your teeth loose.
Have you seen my teeth lately?
My video is lagging so bad, it's unreal.
Yeah,
dude, I got like 1, 2, 4. I'm missing about 12. Yeah. But I tell you what, it adds character. That's what I always say. It fucking adds character.
Hey, no effective hockey player walked off the ice with a full grill.
I played ice hockey. I did play ice hockey. I live up north. I played ice hockey. I got beat the fuck, but I played defense. I was winger.
It's like
got beat up, beat the fuck up. And
no
then,
player left
and then I learned what pussy was, and I was like, fuck hockey. I played ice hockey for my fucking high school team.
The last time I held the stick in my hands, we were playing pee-wee hockey in northwestern Minnesota. It was about fucking 10 years old, and it was like fucking 18 below. And I felt like the kid from the Christmas Story. They had so much shit on me, I couldn't. And I was supposed to be a forward.
I can't get up.
I'm like holding the stick in this hand, and the other hand, I'm like, I can't even put the stick down, right? Because California kid in Minnesota, I've got 18, and I've got a stick in one hand, and I'm kind of like rolling interference is what I was. Bloody hell. Now we know why I stayed.
Well, anyway, I didn't get to tell you guys what my dream setup is. That like the next thing I'm gonna buy.
Yeah, you didn't.
I'm gonna get a DNA 200. Something with a very low mAh battery, so it's nice and small. I've really been looking at that Axis. But from what I understand, I've been in contact with Vaping America-made products, and they're talking about making one with like a 1300 mAh battery, solid copper box, and I think that's what I'm probably gonna get. It's gonna be about $350, and I'm probably gonna pick that up and run a Kennedy 24 on top of it, or the new fucking Vaping America-made Dolly. I don't know whether you guys have seen that. It's not a hybrid. It's just a 2-post atomizer with bottom airflow, 22 millimeter. It's pretty fucking nice, but it's not a hybrid to fit on the V2. That rig V2, where the hell is it? There it is. All I can run on it is like the damn tugboat. It's got such a weird fucking disc and shit. Like I don't want to tell anybody not to get it because it fucking hits like a truckload of dicks to the face. But it just sucks because you can't put hardly anything on it. Like, I love the fucking Kennedys, and you can't run the Kennedys on it. As if you run a 20.
He said truckload of dicks to the face, didn't he?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Just checking.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it smashes you in the eye like a truckload of dicks to the face. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see which one. One of these have a badass build in it. I don't know which one it is. What's this one got? Fuck, I can't see. It's so goddamn dark in here.
You know what
One, two. Oh no, that's just a dual parallel.
Dude, I found something that I'm really interested in, and I'm really looking forward to. It's from Geek Babes. It's the new Tsunami RDA. The
Yeah.
Velocity Deck Tsunami.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Particularly at Kennedy 22.
I have to speak out about them because I'm so.
Speak.
I'm so against people stealing the Kennedy shit. Like, I love the machinist from Kennedy, and I was in like, he hooked me up a lot. Like, he really shout out to fucking Kennedy because they're badass.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he hooked me up a lot, and that's how I ended up with these 24s. And anybody that steals their motherfucking design pisses me off. I'll be honest. I don't care that it's a 2-post. Kennedy is coming out with a 2-post, and it's going to be. I have touched the Tsunami, and the Tsunami is in, like, it deserves to be a $40 or $50 atomizer because it's like it's not quality fucking material. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's just not like, man, if you could feel these fuckers, like, they're fucking awesome. Like, it's gonna last the next 5 years. And I realize it's a 3-post. But that's what I kind of grew up building on 3-posts. Whenever I started vaping, that was what there was 3-posts. So, like, the Tugboat V1, that's what I learned how to build on. So if I use something thick, I do a fucking sleeper build. And everybody's like, I don't understand why you do sleeper builds, because that way I can use, like, 18 gauge or 20 gauge on a fucking little tiny-ass hold fucking atomizer, and it still works. But most of what I do is sleeper builds anymore. I mean, I just kind of enjoy it, like, because most people don't do that shit.
Well, sleeper builds.
I'll do like a dual parallel sleeper build with like 22 gauge.
Yeah, sleeper builds were back in the day when it was a choice between trying to drill out the posts on your Addy or just sneak in 2 strands of wire or 1 strand of big wire. And I get you, because forever and a day on my Kennedy 22, my first version 1 Kennedy 22, I had to put sleeper builds for 20 gauge on that. So, like, yeah. And
absolutely.
But
and that's
builds. They're still.
Dude, these kids down. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, Vacant, what you got? What are you drinking?
These kids down at the shop.
Oh, and he killed it.
I am drinking.
What is that?
Perlenbecker.
Perlenbecker?
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Some fucking cheap Pilsner. It's
Well,
alright though, actually. It's like
gotta be better than that.
just about $1 a bottle, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, this year I honestly think that Keystone Light is.
There's a brand around here, Ed.
I think Keystone Light is actually code for urine, is what I think.
When I fly,
Keystone Pipeline, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really
hey Ed, when I fly out to the fucking Empire,
Keystone Pipeline, no one wants it, but it makes fucking money.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's.
hey Ed, when I fly out to the Empire, and we go to ladies' night, you listen? You hear me? Can I talk?
I hear
Am I talking?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna fly out to California, and we're gonna go to ladies' night.
Right.
And I want to go back to back, man. There's not enough competitions around here. That's a problem. Like, I really am into cloud comps, and there's one maybe every 4 or 5 months around here. And like me and that Eric, dude, Eric fucking dominates. You don't even know. He's fucking, but he's taller than me and he's got bigger lungs. So I can beat him in density, but as far as distance, dude, he beats me every time. Anyway, I'm gonna fly out to California one of these fucking months. and me and the old lady are gonna come out, and we're fucking chill and go to a fucking ladies' night. Now she rocks a fucking sublot. She's not gonna be able to fucking check the club, but
You coming
I
out?
really feel like we ought to get vacant over to the U.S. at some point.
I'm coming over. I am coming over at some point in the next, hopefully, 18 months. But I'm coming Florida. I don't know how close you are today. I'm coming Naples.
No, like
And
2,400 miles. It's like the distance between Edinburgh and.
Yeah, it's like 10 or 11 hours. It's not that bad.
yeah, that's not that bad. I greyhound that shit.
Oh, I tell you what, if you guys are making.
Yeah, no, 10 or 11 hours ain't bad.
I've got bathroom, couch, pool.
Dude, I will come down if we want to chill together, go to an expo or something. I'm telling you, like, dude,
Yeah,
I'm down for fucking.
I'm coming over.
I believe.
No, I've got
Marvel.
the pool and the jacuzzi and the extra room and big comfortable couches. If you guys are planning, let me know. We'll fucking make some arrangements.
Yeah, I'll let you know. My other half's best mate lives in Naples, so we're coming over when we come over for our honeymoon. We're going to stay with her. But to be honest, like, if I've got some money behind me, which I might well have, like, I might make it like a few weeks, come over for like a month or something, make a bit of a tour of it.
Yeah. And
Yeah, man.
grab his man.
Dude, California is a fucking trip from the East Coast.
I'll take a month off, get a moped, and try and shoot a gun in all 50 states.
Couldn't be California. You just show 50 guns in one state.
Yeah, well, that's why we're going. That's one of the reasons to go in Florida. I've heard they have very lax gun legislation.
We got machine guns and rocket launchers and fucking nuclear weapons in Florida. Jesus Christ, they need them for the mosquitoes and the alligators.
That's what
We ought to all meet. We should meet at Heavy Stop down there, South Side Vaporium. And, dude, Heavy knows some people. I guarantee that we could get shooting some big guns. I bet money. That dude knows everybody.
I would like to just turn up there, do you know what I mean? Just like be on the G spot when he was on there in the shop and then just bowl into the shop. Just like start a fictitious argument with him for no reason at all. While he thinks I'm in the UK. Just start this random fictitious argument. Just be like, yeah, what are you going to do? I'm coming over, bruv. I'm coming over. And just walk into his shop.
This is the department argument, is it not? No.
Pop in the front door.
I saw it. It was on the door. No, it's not. And no, you didn't. No, I saw the sign right on the door. It said Department of Arguments. No, it's not the Department of Arguments. You walked in the wrong door. This is ludicrous. I swear. No, wait. Are we in an argument? No, we're not. Yes, we are.
Right, that's it. I'm coming over. I'm on my way. I'm not having this. I'm coming over. And he just bowl in.
And this fucking mod right here has 3 fucking buttons. Go power button, go up button, go down button. You wouldn't even fucking believe it, bruh.
Votes for high quality. I don't think they are. I want words and just walk in. I love it.
All high quality.
We've got to figure out something where we can act like fools in public.
Oh mate, I act like a fool in public all the time, man. Like I was out with my little girl the other day, and we were walking down the high street, and she was just in a grumpy mood, and it was annoying me. So I thought, bollocks, Jay, you're gonna be in a grumpy mood. Daddy's gonna skip. She's gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna skip down the high street. And she starts yanking my hand. She's going, Dad, will you stop when I'm enjoying myself? She went, will you just stop it? And I went, if you tell me to stop it once more, you're going to really, really regret it. And I carried on, and a couple of seconds later, she yanked my hand. She went, Dad, will you just stop being a geek? I went, oh, you think I'm being a geek? And that was when I started, mate. I'm fucking skipping down the high street, and I swear to God, singing at the top of my voice, doe, a deer, a female deer, Ray, I drop a golden star. I'm blasting out the sound of music and that, mate, skipping down the high street. And I said, sweetheart, let you go.
Absolutely would have done Eric Idle and and John Cleese from the Ministry of Silly Walks.
Ministry of Silly Walks, man. Yeah, you know, I said to her, I said, sweetheart, look, you've got one of two options, yeah? You can either walk next to me being embarrassed, or you can join in. It's entirely up to you. And she just looked at me as if to say, you're not going to stop, are you? And I was like, just shook my head, and she was like, right. And she just looked at me and she went, okay then. Don't I dare a fear. And she joined in with me. We're both skipping down the high street like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. People shopping everywhere, both singing Sound of Music, skipping down the high street. Well, I say skipping, I've got a dodgy leg, so like I was kind of hopping on my good leg and she was skipping. But I was just like, at the end of the day, like, if you spend your whole life worrying, you'll never get all done. Just enjoy yourself. Throw the boat out. Fuck it. Who cares?
Exactly. You good, mate?
But no, she was after that.
Hey, she's about a fool, man. Anybody
Excuse
know
me,
fucking super low, bro?
I'm talking
Like
about.
a fucking, I don't know. I'm gonna go to do a build. Fuck, what am I gonna do? We'll take a 24. Dude, I wish I could send you a Kennedy 24 to fucking work on your goddamn. Hey, what do you got to trade? I'll fucking send you a noisy cricket and a Kennedy 24. What do you got to trade, Megan?
I've got this.
Trade.
I've got this shit K1. And loads of juice. I've got loads of juice. But that's kind of.
Oh, no, goddamn K100.
Yeah, I know, man.
All right,
That's what I mean. Like,
maybe I'll.
My mod collection is quite small because when I find something I like, I stick to it. I had the Snow Wolf, but I think my Snow Wolf has died, man. I'm actually quite depressed about it. I put batteries in it today, and it's just like nothing happened at all, like nothing. So I've got a feeling my Snow Wolf's actually dead. Other than that,
have you talked to Asmodus about replacing? Because I know they're replacing. If your shit.
Do you know what? Yeah, actually, I have. Asmodus give me the right fuck around. I had some issues with jumping from wattage mode into temperature control when I was using just on a Cantho coil, jumping into temp control. Really weird. And I spoke to them, and they wanted it worked out. It would have cost me more to send it back to them, get it repaired, and get it sent back than it would have been to have bought a brand new one in the UK. They wanted like $30 to ship it to them. $30 to ship it back, and then they wanted $80 to do any repair work they needed doing. They said it was a flat rate of $80, and they'd either repair it, or if they couldn't repair it, they'd send me a new one, but I'd still have to pay the postage on that. So it would have cost me sort of in the region of $140, and I can buy a brand new one for fucking less. They wanted me to ship it to the US for the repair. Yeah, man.
Oh,
exactly.
Get it right up in here. That's the price of a mod and a good Addy and a bottle of juice, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. Like Asmodus, and the thing is, I'd heard really good things about Asmodus, and to be honest, they were helpful. They were really polite. They answered me quickly, but they said, look, these are the flat rates that we charge. This is how much it's going to cost. And like I say, they weren't rude. They were more than courteous, and they were really helpful. But when it actually all totted up, the cost just outweighed the cost of buying a brand new one outright.
Incredible bastards.
Yeah, man.
Where? Oh man, it's in the goddamn truck. I was gonna say I'm gonna put a build, and if what? God damn it! I don't have anything to put a build in. Fuck it, I'll put a build in this Saper. I'll rip this goddamn thing out. Somebody want to see a build? I don't know. I got some stainless steel that I've been kind of working with. I'm gonna do a build with I don't know, like a dual parallel. Super low.
I'll tell you who.
I got this in front of Rig V2.
I'll tell you who's got really nice
I don't know
stains.
whether the Saper has a protruding pin. I've never tried it. Oh yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, anyone.
I forgot about this thing. Oh shit! Where's the fucking disc? I don't have the goddamn disc for it. The fucking. I don't know where the fucking thing went. I'm a little fucked up. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it tonight. Never mind.
What are these four monkeys doing live on the...
That would be a cute looking combo though, right? It's almost green on top of green.
Yeah, that would actually look quite nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that looked nice.
What I usually do, I have the zombie fucking anarchist cap for the fucking tugboat. That's what I bought for on the fucking Rig V2. I got this splatter thing, whatever the fuck it's called, zombie splatter or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I've got, zombie
I don't
splatter.
know.
But
I don't fucking like this. I push this thing all the time. Everybody's like, what should I buy? And I'm like, buy the fucking Rig V2. Don't buy the fucking Rig V2. It's a piece of shit. Nothing fucking fits on it and works well. It's such a weirdo fucking mod. Because the disc goes at the top. Just like you got that fucking tugboat 2 that has a solid top. You can use any goddamn fucking atomizer you want. As long as it's got a protruding pin, you're good. I hate that fucking Rig V2. I like the button, though. The button's good. Maybe I ought to put something on a 24. I ought to send you one of these fucking 24s just so you can fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, I was
It's
just
such a
looking
fucking investment.
They do look fucking awesome.
Dude, it's fucking... And like the color that you got, fuck yeah, dude. Even the color that you got to throw fucking... I got full coppers. Everything I have is full copper. But like to throw the fucking full copper on there... I mean, I'm not sure. Whatever. But anyway, like the copper on top of it, and I got a fucking drip tip to match because of course I'm a fucking asshole. But I really enjoy that thing, and it fucking builds clouds. It doesn't build flavor. Everybody's like, dude, it's a flavor atomizer. No, it's not. I build fucking for clouds. But it fucking blows them.
Yeah, he's nice, man. The deck on it is very, very similar to the fishbone deck as well. That sort of 3-post. How big
it's
do
real
the,
close to the tugboat. What 3? This one's a. I got a. Let me see what I got. I missed what your question was, Vayton. How big is what?
How big's the center post?
I have the fucking. Oh, it's little. It's little. Pretty goddamn little. I ran a dual fuse class 26 and 38 over top of it. And it was everything I could do to get it into. If I run I'll show you exactly. I ripped the cotton out of this one.
22 gauge.
I don't know. I'm going to guess it's about a 2 millimeter.
Yeah.
What's this one? Oh, this is the 3-wire. This motherfucker right here. Here, I'll put this thing on for a second. Look at this thing. Purple wire fucking 24 gauge parallel. Holy Jesus Christ. Dude, it fucking burns my fucking teeth out. Well, honey, I'm getting yada for fucking. I'm getting yada for saying fucking. Well, let me tell you something. When you jizz down her fucking throat, she doesn't bitch about her saying fucking. This is a triple. Oh, dude, I just blew juice all over my goddamn computer. Anyway, this is a triple wire. 5-wrap. It comes out to a.
You just went out. Can't hear you.
Yep, you gone quiet.
So, how's Liverpool doing this year?
Oh, what, the City of Culture?
Ah, yeah.
Mate, that looks clear.
What, this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, shit. It was the head on top, man. Like, it actually looked like you were pouring like lemonade or some shit. I was just like, what the fuck? Clear beer.
Piss cheap beer.
Nothing wrong with piss cheap beer.
Equivalent of the good old fashioned wine you used to buy back in the day to make your teeth fucking pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like Billy Connolly special right here. Oh. So, what do you think the madman's doing now?
I don't know. He's talking to us, but I can't hear him. Cantho, you no sound, man.
No
Can't
sound.
hear.
Hold on. We've got the sign again. You think I've seen it? No, I don't know if it mattered a bit. He was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna keep going."
Yeah. But when he messaged me the other day, he was like, yeah, we'll sort us a live show. I was like, yeah, man, definitely. He was like, I was like, when you thinking? He was like, I don't know, like maybe on a Friday at 9 or something. I was like, yeah, cool. And then like I randomly just come in the bedroom to grab something, check my email, and he was like, yeah, like we're starting in 15 minutes. I was like, all right, fuck it.
I was wondering how it was gonna work out because I know there's like 8 hours to the East Coast, another 3 hours to the fucking West Coast. So it's like 11 hours.
Yeah.
So it's like 6 o'clock at night here, and it's 5 at 4, 3, 2. I don't know really anymore.
Yeah, it's like
what time?
10 to 3, 8. It's 10 to 3 in the morning here.
So it's 10 to 3 there, and I've not got a watch because my phone's up here. So I don't know what time it is.
Well, next week I'll be fingers crossed, a shitload more prepared than I was tonight. I'll actually have something set up, so I won't be like lying across my bed trying to use my laptop. I'll try and get something set up in my front room.
Oh, I came into this not even knowing if the fucking phone would work, to tell you the truth. I had no idea it was even going to work. He's like, I'll send you a link, and then just click on the link, and we'll go. And I'm like, okay then.
Yeah. I was just like, yeah, that's sweet. Might as well.
Sick as tits.
Yeah. If I'd known beforehand, I would have put a link up on my channel and that, so I could have like done a little bit of publicity.
At Channel 2, I could have published a link to my channel, and everybody in my channel, everybody could have seen everything.
Yeah.
So, and actually, I've got a better connection with you than I had with him and than we had with him.
Yeah.
It's like his internet connection blows.
I don't know where he's gone, man. I'm half expecting him to fucking pop up behind me and tap me on the shoulder.
I know, show up behind you with your last can of lager.
Hashtag brony, motherfucker.
Hashtag I'm in your fucking house.
Yeah. Hashtag fool is coming from behind the sofa.
Where'd he go?
He's back.
It's like
Still can't hear him.
It's like we've got an empty chair or some shadows moving around in the background, but all I see right now is an empty chair, you and me.
Oh, I've got him back now. He's wearing his onesie.
Oh, he's back in the unicorn outfit.
Yeah, man. He's gone full on brony. I can't hear him. I can't hear you, man. No sound. Death to all but metal.
I know shit. Death forever.
I don't know if you ever heard the band Steel Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fucking, I was in the car with my mum a couple of months ago, and I was going through tunes on my phone. My mum listens to Metallica and a little bit of Pantera, stuff like that. I was going through, and I had the Steel Panthers album on my phone, and she's heard it, and she was like, "Oh, this sounds alright. Leave this on." I was like, "I don't know if you'll like it, Mum." She was like, "No, it's alright. Leave it on." I played the whole album through. Like my mum had to pull the car over at one stage because she was laughing so hard. She was cracking up when I played Asian Hooker. She literally had to pull over at the side of the road because she was laughing so hard she couldn't. She was like, "Who the fuck is this?" I was like, "Steel Panther."
Oh
shit, yeah, she absolutely loved it.
Actually,
he's back. He's back with the horn, but still no sound.
Nothing. I played my mom the Lemmy's last cover of Sympathy for the Devil.
Yeah.
My mom's like, ooh, actually, it sounds a little bit more manly than Mick Jagger did. It's like, oh yeah, it's not. But
Yeah, it's
last year we were all crushed. It was like Lemmy died, and then David Bowie died, and then Snapes from
yeah,
the
yeah,
Snapes died. Yeah, it's just like my daughter and my kids are like Harry Potter fans, and then my daughter's like a huge David Bowie and Lemmy fan, and it was just like the whole house. It was, we had mirrors covered in black gauze and fucking, oh, it's so horrible. Because we were planning to go down to the Rainbow where Lemmy hung out, and actually feed him Jack and Cokes and ask him about road stories and such. And then he becking up and died on us. And we were both like, no, this isn't right. No. What is he doing? I see a unicorn-clad man, like, tipping the camera. This looks suspiciously like a found video footage, like, we found this video in the forest.
yeah, and it's all a bit Blair Witch.
Survivors! And all we had found was this video of a man in a unicorn outfit before he was brutally murdered.
Yeah.
On the moors, you know.
It's like the cell phone footage from Deliverance.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Just in.
The Cantol is. Oh, there he is. I see him. And he's still doing the. He's rubbing it. Now he's pumping it.
Shit, I've just noticed he's got wings.
Yeah, wings and a hand for a tail. Look, he's going to show it to us right now.
Yes, bruv, that's awesome. Mate, we can't, Campfire, we can't hear you, man. We cannot hear anything you're saying. You're dead silent.
Unmute your mic.
Either that or pretend to climb the stairs. We'll just tell everyone you're a mime. We'll say we borrowed you from France.
You know, Forrest Gump.
That's it.
Forrest Gump only went quarter retard. You don't went full retard. What is he doing?
What every good My Little Pony should.
There are literally hundreds of people on YouTube going, what in... Oh, now he's got tweezers. And he's pinching the tip of the unicorn horn.
Mate, this is like fucking charades. This is awesome. Tiny penis. Donald Trump. Funny hair, small penis.
Big tits.
Yeah, massive tits.
Massive tits.
Sounds like.
Full retard. No.
Sounds like masturbation.
Saturday night. A usual Saturday night.
Sounds like your other hobby. Limp dick. Limp dick. You have limp dick.
I am an terrorist.
You love limp dick.
Yes! Woo! You got it!
You got voice.
Yes, we got you back. We can hear you, kind of. No, first word.
Not in one. 0 and 1. No, 1 and 0. 1-0.
10.
10. 1-0.
For you.
1-0 to me. 1-0 to me.
Oh,
Wow, this is way out of control. I don't know how to fucking fix this. This is fucked up.
Yeah, man, we've gone from vape show to surrealist night.
Oh,
We've gone from vape show to acid flashback.
It's like, hey, remember that night we drank 5 bottles of cough syrup and a couple of pints of Guinness?
Get out of here. Get it to work.
Remember that night that we all got on it and Cantho was dressed up as a fucking unicorn trying to wank himself off with a pair of tweezers? Yeah, that night.
This will live forever.
Oh, fuck
It's
you know.
officially on the internet. This is never going away.
Can anybody hear me now?
Yes.
Now we can
No
hear.
fucking way. Wow. Okay, so forget all the fucking jack off shit before. I don't know. I was just doing that because nobody can hear me, and it's the only, except for Mushroom. This is Mushroom. If you ever.
But you didn't notice this?
Yes, I knew it didn't work, but there was nothing I could do about it. It was fucked up. I refreshed like 10 fucking times. 10 fucking times, and I couldn't get it to work. But anyway, I'm glad we're all vaping. I'm glad you guys didn't give up on me. I swear to God, next time I will have a better outfit, and I'll try to fucking go somewhere that has faster internet. Man, I have good enough internet. I can talk on a G-spot all goddamn night, and it fucking works. The instant that I pick up Everclear and fucking Monster, Rockstar and Everclear, it's done. It's like, nope, you're not going to be able to talk anymore. And I'm fucked up, so here I am trying to get the computer to work. And I'm not good at computers when I'm not fucked up. My lady's going up. I don't know who the... When I was silent, you should have fucking heard me. My lady's screaming upstairs. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, they can't hear me anyway. I'm acting as a mime.
Let's have another game of obscene shit.
Full on French.
I know. Dude, if they let us have a replay on fucking YouTube of this shit, we can do anything we fucking want to.
Well, I'm telling you right now.
That's the bottom line.
Get away with this.
Mate, one of two things will happen. We'll either get fucking copious amounts of subs or we'll get fucking sectioned.
One of the two. We'll
Dude,
either
I really want us to go fucking viral so people are like, Jesus Christ, look at these fucking idiots. That's what I really want.
Yeah, man.
thousands of people watching. Oh, wait, we get a drunken retard in a unicorn suit, a guy in Great Britain, and some asshole in California with a really bad Scottish accent.
Well, that's about usually going to... Anyway, what my point of my story was, I got the goddamn 3 buttons on this son of a bitch. It's got the power button, it's got the up button, and it's got the down button. We're running at about, what are we at? About 0.59 watts, and that's about what we got.
And now we have an Indian Vapor live on the show.
Let me tell you, I got the goddamn slow piece for days, let me tell you that much. Sorry, wrong kind of Indian.
And take
We're going to hell, and I'm leading us there. Yeah, come on, guys, let's go. Sorry.
Mate, I've met Chris.
And I don't even believe in it. I don't believe in it at all.
I've met Christians, I've met Mormons, and I've met...
My ears. Hold on. I got an ear. I got an ear feeling.
Right about now, the Church of England is actually directing their flock to this video link saying, "This is the danger of drugs and vaping."
Do not do alcohol. These sons of bitches don't know a goddamn thing. We got the brony, we got the fucking Scotch, and we got the West Coast Californian. You know we're all fucked up if that's the case.
Christians do themselves out.
And I'll be honest, like,
you do to piss them off. All you have
we're
to
the
do
fucking best of the best of the best now. We are the best of the best. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Wait, my chest is hanging out. Hold on, I got a button to do. Shit. Fuck that thing. I didn't know what that was, but I'm going to yell at I believe it.
That malfunction over there.
That was this miracle little D2 that doesn't work, and the fucking, what's this thing called? You just reviewed this thing. Geek Vape. Damn it, I can never remember the name of it. Griffin. I'll be honest, the Griffin is a pretty goddamn good tank. I can take a .15 and put it on a fucking mech, and it fucking rocks on the mech. There aren't many that do. I've been building and building because I want this little bitch to look. This thing right here. The moonshot. I want this thing to work so bad. So fucking bad. I want it to work.
You know.
And it doesn't. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It just doesn't.
Get the moonshot, but the only thing that killed it is that you get less than a squirt of piss in that tank. It's miserable. It's horrible. You're better off using an RDA moonshot tank. I mean, it's a great design.
The thing,
if it was up,
it is a great design,
but it's not. It's like a 1.5 mil tank. Oh, great! Me and my Kennedy can do the same thing. I can put 2 mils in my Kennedy 24 and vape like I'm vaping out of a fucking moonshot. It's retarded.
I agree. Look at the size. Size. Next to the 24 is exactly the same as the fucking moonshot. But the moonshot is a fucking asshole to build on. That's the difference. It's a fucking pain in the balls.
Exactly. So why?
Pain in the balls.
At least on the Griffin, you've got a good.
Because I want it to work.
Oh, I wanted the moonshot.
But look at the difference. Look at the height difference between the Griffin.
I have heard all these top-end reviewers talking all this glorious, good bullshit about the moonshot, about how wonderful it was, and then I had one, and then I had a Griffin, and then I'm like, ooh, so I can get the same amount of juice in my Kennedy 24 or my original OG Kennedy and vape the same amount as I can get inside of a moonshot, or I can have a Griffin and build it higher ohms on a better deck with more room and get better vape from it. I wanted the moonshot to be something good, and it just wasn't. It just didn't work. It just pissed me off is what it did. It was like trying to build an Omega.
Me too, and that's where I'm at. I got it for free, and I'm going to review it. I fucking love the design. It looks so fucking cool.
Well, the fucking
and it's got great airflow.
Yeah, it does look nice.
It
burns my lips. The motherfucker burns my lips. I use the drip. Oh, shit! I use the drip tip out of the aromomizer so that it cuts back the spit back.
And it really good.
It makes it fucking decent.
Pipe goals, man. That shit is fucking awesome for dealing with spit back. Those little fucking tiny stainless steel pipe goals is. And you just poke one into whatever drip tip it is. That shit works awesome. It don't really cut down on airflow, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, as far as aesthetic goes, the DeLorean looked like it would do 200 fucking miles an hour. It looked like the fastest car in the world when they produced it. Little did anyone know it came with a 40 fucking horsepower, 4-cylinder motor, and could barely break 90 miles an hour when you put your foot all the way to the floor. So look and performance aren't always.
There was I did hear, I don't know how true this is, but I heard when
I don't care. From now on, I'm giving shout-outs to the fucking moonshot. I don't give a fuck. I'm giving shout-outs to the moonshot no matter what. Because I'm going to make it fucking work for me. I'm going to make it work. Yeah. I got a .09 build in it now. I'm going to make it fucking work for me.
Well, unless you're going to attach a bottle to it with a drip.
I'm just an asshole like that.
It's just not enough. There's not.
But I'll tell you what, seriously, in all seriousness, no, but in all seriousness, 2 meals makes me about an hour if I fucking do it decently. But if you take this fucking drip tip off, if you use it like it's supposed to be used, the top of it gets so fucking hot that it burns my lips trying to get a fucking hit from it. Like, it's like, alright, well, never mind. I didn't really need a hit anyway. I put it to my mouth and I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'll wait. I hold it out the window of my truck while driving. I'm like, please cool off. The goddamn package says it has an active cooling system. I don't know what the fuck it cools, but it doesn't cool the goddamn top or the drip tip. It's so fucking hot.
Drip tip. Like, that's the Delrin. That's their active cooling.
Dude, I tried. I'm
like I said, I wanted it to work. I really liked the design, but it just didn't work. Not enough juice.
I love the design. I love it.
Too hot at the mouth. For the money's worth, I honestly think for the money you spend on a fucking moonshot, you could buy a Griffin and build whatever you wanted on a Griffin and not burn your face when you're vaping on it.
I just built this Griffin on a vlog the other day. I built a .15. That's what I always run in them. It's a 6-wrap, 24 gauge, dual parallel. And you can run that bitch at like 150, I mean, I run it on a mech. It ends up being .15. It's like 136 watts at max battery. But I run it on a fucking unregulated all the time. And it does great. It doesn't have a fucking protruding 510 pin. Why don't they make a fucking tank that I can run on a hybrid? I don't understand.
Well, here's the thing, because the predominant market right now is for regulated devices.
I know.
That's the honest truth.
I know. Man, it fucking pisses me off that, like, I can build this fucking, or the 25. Have you seen the 25 yet?
I haven't seen the 20.
The Griffin?
No.
There's a kid has one. I don't know how he fucking scored it. There's a kid has one in our town that had it down at the shop.
Right.
It's absolutely the same build deck. He's like, no, it's bigger. It don't matter whether it's bigger. I can run the same I run the build that I want to in it. So it doesn't matter whether it's bigger or not. But at any rate, it holds a few more mils of juice.
Well, it's 25 from 22. That's 3 mil difference. That's a mil and a half. That's a millimeter and a half per side. That's not a real noticeable difference unless you're a machinist.
I was under the impression that the actual deck and the chimney were the same size. It was only the glass that was slightly bigger in the base.
It's only the fucking tank that's bigger. It holds like 6 mils. But the thing about it is, it's a fucking oddball size. 25 millimeters. Wow, I'm fucking smashing everything. 25 millimeters doesn't fit straight up with the Rig V1. It's a 25 millimeter. It has a fucking concave and then a concave out. And it still doesn't have a goddamn protruding 510, the positive pin. So it doesn't fit on the fucking hybrid. I don't understand why they do shit like that. I guess there's enough people who have like Rollo RX 200s that it makes sense to have. But I don't use fucking regulated mods. I use unregulated.
Well, here's the thing, Adam.
And I want to be able to build something.
The tank crowds are going for regulated mods. They want the ability to push a button up or down to be able to tailor their experience with the atomizer. Now,
I know.
you and me and Vacant are kind of purists because we still deal with tube mods, we still deal with unregulated builds, and we literally control wattage and amperage by the build sitting on top of the build. That's us. When I get lazy,
the build. That's when the build matters. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that's the thing with a regulated device. It's fucking push and play, isn't it? You don't have to think about what you're doing.
Exactly.
It eliminates having to know the safety side of it.
Exactly.
But
with an unregulated device, you've got to know Ohm's law. You've got to know what your battery cannot push. And with a regulated device, you build it, and if it doesn't work, you build it again.
Yeah.
Until it works.
Exactly. And that's the thing. When you use unregulated, it's an excuse to learn something new. Do you know what I mean? That it puts you in. I mean, fuck me, I've learned more about electronics in the last year than I did in fucking 12 years of school.
Oh, mate, I was a fucking combat engineer in the Marine Corps. I used to blow shit up for a living. I've learned more about fucking electronics now working with these fucking
things. Mate,
shit up for a living.
Later on when we're not live, man, we can have some awesome conversations about pyrotechnics.
Or about Ohm's resistance and how far voltage...
Hey, Vic, you want to get offline? We can fucking still talk. You want to get off broadcasting?
Why?
Oh, we got two viewers. I wonder who the fuck they are. God damn it.
I'm cool, man. It's entirely
Hey, whoever our viewers are.
Tell your friends.
I want to say, from the bottom of my heart, if there's anybody that knows what this drip tip is all about, this drip tip right here, I fucking love you, man. Vacant, I'm about to, whenever you send me your fucking shit, I'll fucking send you a Kennedy 24 so you can build on it. I promise you.
Legend, man.
It's a passive 4, man. At some point, somebody's going to fucking hook me up. There's no reason for me to have more than one. I might as well Dude, I got one built for fucking series, I got one built for parallel, and I got one built for fucking tube mod. I might as well pass one on to you. Do you want one? You send me your address, and you fucking send me some shipping, I'll send you one, I promise you.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I'll talk to you about it in a bit, man. Something out, yeah? Definitely.
You're right. Hold on, let me get the fuck out of here.
First, second,
stop broadcast.
Third person to message.
There.
Yes, that drip.
We're not. Fuck anybody out there, you're ugly. Hey!